Hello, and this is the future that I like to worry about. Worry is part of life. Anyway, the value of your currency should probably be the most important thing for you to worry about. You don't want your currency to get devalued for whatever reason. The other thing is coronal mass ejection. Sounds like something out of a porno movie. But a coronal mass ejection is when the sun releases a whole bunch of energy that's very, very strong. You can punch this up. And what it'll do is it'll burn up microchips if it hits that particular part of Earth. So theoretically, you could be in an airplane. Chip gets fried. Hope the pilot can still run the plane. Your car's not going to work, etc. And what the governments and everybody has to do is they've got to put a Faraday shield over anything that has a microchip. It also needs to protect the transformers used to send electricity in transfer, because these transformers or whatever can get fried with a coronal mass ejection. We don't know when it's going to happen. The last time that it was major was, I think, around 1904, somewhere around there. You can punch it up. It basically fried all the telegraph communication. So that's a real big problem. And government and business, they need to step up, realize that this is a problem, and protect us and themselves. Of course, we got volcanoes. Mount St. Helens, Yellowstone, which is a super volcano, Sumatra, Vesuvius, the list goes on and on. If those were to really put a lot of stuff in the air, we could have a nuclear winter. That is, the Earth's going to cool, plants aren't going to grow because they're not getting enough sunshine. So we won't talk about nuclear war because it's probably kind of unlikely. If there is a nuclear war, I think it'd be limited So, I mean, we got radiation and pollution. We got radiation from Fukushima hitting the west coast of the United States already. That thing is not under control properly. Does the news media and everybody talk about that? It's kind of depressing, isn't it? We got air pollution, we got chemical pollution, all kinds of pollution in the world. And we're breathing air out of India and China. It gets circulated out around the world. How bad it is in particular places, that'd be determined by scientists. We're going to have starvation in the world, big time, due to the coronavirus pandemic. With the world slowdown, you could probably have 6 to 10 million people in Africa are probably going to starve to death simply because they can't make enough money to buy food. If you go to Ethiopia, it's a total mess. I mean, all these children have died, what I would consider to be somewhat unnecessarily. So do we need a one world government? Well, that would certainly solve a lot of problems, but then we may end up with just total fascism and totalitarian control. In China, I mean, they've already got a dystopian reality. Those people have zero freedom. They can't move their money out of the country. So that's what I worry about. Good luck, world.